everyone, it's Diane, back to share another card with you today. Do some paper crafting fun on a Friday. So, and our card is in here. I was inspired today by Purple Girl Crafts on YouTube. So if you get a chance to visit her YouTube channel and show a little love over there, she always does really cute fun fold cards and stuff. And I saw the one that she had put on Instagram and loved it, but I didn't have the cute little mouse stamp set that she used. But you know, I you know that I always try to encourage you to use the stamp sets that you have. You don't have to use exactly what's being demoed. You can use what you have and still come out with a great card. So check hers out, and then you can compare it to what I'm using today. Just want to remind everybody that, of course, I'm going to lose my voice, right? Why not? If you're local and you would like to come to the Christmas card workshop, that will be October the 6th at 6 o'clock p.m. Make sure that you drop me a line. Let me know you're coming so that I have everything you'll need to make your cards. We'll make 3 Christmas cards. And then on our Tuesday morning class on October 18th, we'll make 3 Christmas cards as well, but they'll be different. So for those ladies who are coming, which reminds me, where did I just set it up? Hold on. For the ladies that are coming on that Tuesday class, if you happen to come on the October 6th evening class, you won't be making the same cards. And speaking of the Tuesday class, look what Roseanne brought and made for me. She made these all for a homecoming dinner, and she made all these little box purses to coordinate with the girls' dress colors. And she brought one for me, and it had candy in it, but the candy's gone. It was wonderful. So thanks, Roseanne. I just love it. And she doesn't have a die for it. She sat and just cut this out and made these little bags for everybody. So somebody has a special grandma. She's a nice lady. Okay, so those are the only 2 announcements. Well, actually, there is one more announcement. As of October 1st, I will not be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator anymore. I will still continue to have my card making workshops, and I'll still continue to do my videos, but I will not be limited to Stampin' Up! Products when I do those. So when I do these things like today, I'm not breaking any rules. Yeah. Love Stampin' Up! Stuff, but I like other things too. For example, this little lawn fawn set, and this is Jump for Joy, and I don't know if you can still get this. I did forget to go look at that. But it is one of those cute little 2016. But I don't know, you might still be able to get it. And it had coordinating dies with it. Oops. Yep, as I'm going to spill them all over. But it's one of those sets, you know, you only get to use it seasonally. So 'tis the season. I think they're really cute. So purple, boy, why do I have a hard time saying that? Because purple's like one of my favorite colors. Purple Girl Crafts made hers with little mice and cheese, and I made mine with the Jump for Joy set. This is going to be a 5x7 card, fits in a 5x7 envelope. And look at this. Isn't that cute? It's a little pop-up card. So when it stands up, it's dimensional. I have my little pile of leaves back here and my leaf rake. I did mess up on this one. We're going to do it right on the one we're making now. I lined this pillar up with the inside of my window, and I should have lined it up with the outside of the frame. I guess it doesn't really matter. It works. I don't know. I don't know what difference it's going to make. We'll find out. I have listed all of the dimensions in the description box below because I think that's half the battle, you know, know your design and the dimensions. Once you have that, it really didn't take long. And I thought that, you know, since my last couple cards I've only taken like 15 minutes to make, I should probably do something that took a little bit more effort. Not really effort though, it didn't. It was fun. So I'm using Early Espresso for my card base. This solid cardstock base is 7 by 5. I also used, this is some Cartabella paper. I like their paper. This is scrapbook paper, so I'm thinking mine might take a little extra postage. I don't know. No, it might not. Or you can hand deliver if it's for somebody that you're going to be around. The second panel for the card base is a pattern, and I'm referring to this as pattern 1. And this is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. So just a 1/4 inch smaller than the base. Pattern 2 is 6 1/2 by 4 1/2. So another 1/4 inch smaller. See, I think it should be 4 1/4. I thought that looked a little wide. 6 1/2. I think it should be 4 1/4. That's going to make it shorter this way though, so I'm just going to leave it as it is, 4 1/2. No, because then I'll mess up every other layer around it, and I don't want to do that. Okay. So we can start by gluing these 3 together because they're just going to lie flat one on top of the other. Because this is a bit of a thicker scrapbook paper, I'm going to use some liquid glue. You can use tear tape or your tape runner, whatever you are most comfortable with. But like I said, this is a little bit thicker paper. So how's everybody doing? Happy you're visiting again. Welcome to my new subscribers. I hope that this channel helps to inspire you and get you out there crafting, using up some of your supplies, your stash. My craft room at the moment looks like a monster threw up paper everywhere. I swear. I have my stuff out for today's video. I have my first Christmas card design set up. And I have about 8 more that I need to get ready for upcoming workshops. So those are in baskets. So I have all my Christmas paper and Christmas stamps out. Of course, I do have to make Halloween and Thanksgiving cards for my family that I send. Excuse me, grab a paper towel here because I'm using Tombow and it makes my hands sticky like a second grader. I don't know how to behave. What else? I'm working on 2 journals and trying to get inventory ready for a Christmas market. So yeah, there's paper everywhere. Set that one aside for a minute. Now we're going to work on the window layer. And this will be the top piece that sits on top of our base. Okay. So with pattern paper 1 again, this is the same as my pattern paper that I used here. I cut this to 5 by 4 3/4. This is a 1 inch frame. So I cut out my inside just on my paper trimmer. I just measured everything over 1 inch and cut it down to an inch before the whole way around. If you have square dies, that's great. You can use them. Mine actually are too small. So I ended up cutting them and it wasn't really a problem. Pattern 2, this frame is 4 3/4 by 4 1/2. And we can line that up in the center of our base frame and glue that together. I hope anybody who is in Florida or has loved ones or friends in Florida that they are all safe. Everyone's praying that that storm just stops, moves away, goes back on out to sea into Never Never Land. You know, I've always loved water, but I also am very respectful of it, and I'm a bit afraid of it. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to muster through a hurricane. Although we've gone through tornadoes here. Yes, I'm in a tornado area. Okay, and then we'll need a solid panel that's 4.5 by 4.25. And this is to lay on the inside of our window so that we can add little images, or for me, I'm going to stamp my message in there. See, that's what happens when I get glue on my fingers. I can't touch anything, it stays. Okay. Then we have to make our little pillars. And these we will need 2 of. These are 3.25 inches by 5 inches long. And then when you use your scoring tool or your scoreboard, you're going to put the short edge, the 3.25 inch edge, along the top and score lengthwise. And we're going to make score lines at 3/4 inch, 2, whoops, I skipped one, 1.5. I was going to say that's awful far, 1.5, 2.25, 3 inches. Did I say them all? 3/4, 1.5, 2.25, and 3 inches. Okay. Again, those are all in the description box, so you don't have to remember them. Now we're going to fold these and score them, or burnish them. Sorry, I do know what I'm talking about, honest. I have a nephew in Florida. My sister said that he keeps telling her that he is far enough away from the storm that they're safe, but she said she's still concerned, and I am too. But I can hardly imagine if it were my son down there. I think I'd be begging him to come home. Just come back home where we have tornadoes. And I think this one I'm going to use my art glitter glue because I'm not really going to try to, I don't need any wiggle room, I just need it to stick. I'm going to add some glue down that teeny tiny 3/4 inch. Is that what's left there? 3/4? Oh, it's like 1/4. About a 1/4 inch strip of paper that's folded over. And then when we fold this in half, those edges will meet up. Well, they should. Ooh, did you see that? I moved it. Shame on me. And just give that a second to stick. And there's our first little pillar. Okay. Do the same on this one. I'll add a little bit of glue down the tiny 1/4 inch section. Fold my panel over and meet my edges up. These remind me of little Tootsie Roll holders. You know those little brown things when you opened up the Tootsie Roll package? Oh, what did I do? Why did you not stick? Was I not holding the paper down? Possibly. Silly. Thinking about food. Shame on me. I don't know why, we just had dinner. There we go. I must have bent it in too far. It wasn't catching my paper. It was just gluing to air. That doesn't ever work out well. Okay, so these are going to be on the bottom side of our, oops, this way, our window. And we're going to put those on the 5-inch side of the window. And I think I have that turned backwards. And so this is where I said I made a mistake on my first one. I glued it to this inside. I made my edges even on the inside, and really I think I need to make them on the outside. I still don't really know. Well, that's the way it's supposed to be, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm not going to glue my window to my base yet, but I can put these little pillars on the back of the window. Just trying to make sure I have it lined up nice and even so that when it's open, I don't see that. That's fine. Yep. That will work out just fine and dandy. Okay. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Again, just making sure that all the edges are lined up nice. We have a little box here. Isn't that cute? I know, I'm weird. What can I say? Okay. Then this is going to set right in the middle of our card, leaving about an inch on each side. I don't know, I think my camera is not really straight, so it doesn't look even, but we'll make sure when we glue it together that it's centered. Before you glue it together, if you have your little images or designs or whatever you're going to use on your card, off screen, I took my little critters and stamped them all in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And then I used my Arteza watercolor brushes to color these in. Looking back, I probably would have done better with my alcohol markers, because the watercolor brushes, they did bleed outside of the edges a little bit. Not bad, not really anything noticeable bad, but so I'm going to set my owl up on the corner. I know I want my little hedgehog down here in a few of the leaves. They're going to fly up in the air. And my little, I guess this is a squirrel with some acorns down here. And my bunch of leaves will go inside my window, and I will put that on with dimensionals, some foam dimensionals, and I will glue my little rake on there flat. And then we're just going to add some more leaves and acorns, little fun things here all around. The reason I'm setting it up first is because I need to know where I want to put my greeting. I had two big ones down here. That's fine. Come on, fingers, work with me here, work. And this other one is up there. Okay. So I know that I want to stamp So Thankful in the center here. And that's why I'm trying to line everything up and figure out where my stamp is going to go. And I've moved my center. This does work better with grid paper, but I know if I put my grid paper on top, it's going to blur the camera. So I'm just going to try to make do. Okay. And then I took my stamp and laid it where it would be seen. And then I took a pencil and just made a little mark so that I knew where to stamp that. Oh, it's not going to be too hard because one of us didn't clean off our stamp. And I know better. Bad. Put my pin in my glue or it's going to dry up. Oh, it's already dry. Get in there. Okay. I used early espresso ink. And I can leave it on my base as long as I don't have it over the edge here where it would make an uneven edge. Oh, sorry, I know I shook the table. I didn't mean to do that. Put my stamp set back so that I don't lose any bits. And then I wanted to say that we're friends, but I wanted it to be a little bit, I didn't want to just stamp it in brown again. So I lost the little piece. I stamped it on Early Espresso in Versamark and then heat embossed with white embossing powder. Cut a little strip out, and if I can find it, we'll use it, and if not, I'll cut out one of the others because I did emboss a couple extras because I just wasn't sure. You know, sometimes they don't emboss nice and crisp. So I made some extras because that's just what I do. Although I didn't end up with any extra die cuts this time, which is a little depressing because really, I think I would have added more leaves. But you could use, this would be pretty if you used colored pencils or your alcohol markers or Copics. You have Copics or minor Stampin' blends. What else could you use? You could watercolor them. You could make them any way you want. But I actually was just going to get mine done while the dogs were all laying quietly. So I grabbed my watercolor brush pens and just sat at the kitchen table and did them. There we go. Now I can put all this stuff together and not lose any of my pieces, I hope. And I'll tell you, I even started, I didn't get to coloring it in yet because I want to get this done to upload it. I started using Santa's Helpers, and these are the one of the new sets from Simon Says Stamp. And I did get them stamped out. I thought these would be really cute on one of these cards, on the window cards. So I'm working on that too. Done with this. Let's erase my pencil marks. See if I can get rid of some of those little dirty marks from where I didn't clean my stamp off prior to using it. Terrible. 3. Now I need to line this back up a little bit so I know where to put the rake. Oh, I guess I was going to say I may as well put that on the side that I'm going to tuck it in with whatever hand I'm going to tuck it in with. I guess I'll use my right hand since I'm putting this on the left side. I was thinking backwards. See, I did put it backward. I'm a ding dong. Okay. Get that little guy there. And I did use several dimensionals on this because since I watercolored it, or I used the watercolor brushes, my paper was a little bit warped, so I did use extra foam adhesive back here to make sure it stays kind of flat. And this is why we didn't glue it down first. Okay, now the rest of the stuff is on top, other than my sentiment, which I need to cut, right? Since I already lost one. And I know I cut it out, but they are pretty small. Pretty skinny strips there. And I just, like I said, I just heat emboss those on a piece of early espresso. Cut them into little strips. Trim it down a little bit. Preferably straight. Straight. Okay, that's better. Ooh, that was close. I think I put that a little lower than my first one. Okay, y'all are going to think I'm stupid, but here's the thing. I'm not happy with my So Thankful because of the mark that it left under there. And so I'm going to get another piece of this paper. I know. It's bugging me. And it's one of those things that if I let it go, I'm not even going to put this card in my pile to be finished because I won't be happy with it. So, I could sit here and brood about it, or I could just fix it now. Let's fix it. And this was, what size was this thing? 4.5 by 4 1/4. Ooh, can I have a piece left? Okay. You know, it's one of those things. It would have nagged at me all night. 4.5. There we go. Trying to make sure I have it on here the right way. Did I cut this wrong? I need my grid paper. 4.5. 4 1/4. Okay. Oh, I put the stamp away. That's why I'm not finding it. A little premature there, wasn't it? Yep. And I think I'll move it up a hair so we have enough room for our leaves and our little leaf rake, which is now missing. Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay, now we can glue this on again. Sorry about getting my head in the way. I'm not trying to, honest. I don't think it's in the way of the camera. It might be under the light, huh? Wiggling around. There we go. I think actually I put this one on after I had it put together, but make sure that it lined up inside the two pillars. I think I'm good. Okay. All right, so let's get this centered on our card base. And again, I do really want to use my grid marks so that I can make sure I have this in the middle. So I hope it doesn't blur the camera too much. I'm sorry. Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Okay. All right, so I'm going to line this up on 7. About 1 1/4 in from each side, maybe a little more. 1/4, 1 1/4. Looks good right about there. Lovely. I know you can't see the bottom of my grid paper. I'm just lining it up on the inches side and trying to make these outside borders so that they will be even once I have everything in place. Okay. Now we can add our little window. And we're going to make sure that our pillars line up with the edges of our card base here. One, over that way, a hair. About 1 1/4, I guess. I think I got about 1 1/4 inches there on each side. So it's looking pretty straight. I'm just going to smooth it down a little bit and make sure it sticks. We're trying not to move it. Good, nice and even. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, good. Cool beans. Let's get our little critters on here. Anybody out there starting on Christmas stuff yet? Oh, I didn't mean to put that on this part of the branch because that's going to hang inside the window a little bit here. Mr. Owl only gets glue on this side because he too is hanging a little bit over the window, the open window. And let me see, Mr. Squirrely, he only gets the bottom half because his head is up over the window. Keep him over this way a little bit more so that I have room for his acorns. Now, Mr. Hedgehog here is jumping around inside, not inside, yeah, here, jumping around in the pile of leaves, and he's got them flying all over the place. So we have to put the leaves down first. Now put a couple of leaves up here where our branches don't exactly meet. Mr. Squirrel's acorns. I'm missing a leaf and I need it. Leaf. What did I do with that? It's not nice. Probably went in the same place that my missing little flower die is. I still have to go back and watch that video to see what papers I used. To see if I might have picked it up with the cardstock and put it away by accident. This little guy down here is just so happy because he's got quite the stash. That's what they're doing in our yard right now. Here, a little acorny. That. Okay. I'm probably going to have to I know I have a couple of leftover leaves from before in that envelope, but I don't think they're the same colors. And I want that one up in the air so that it looks like he made them fly up. So what am I going to do? I'm going to hunt for that leaf. That's what I'm going to do. He's really pulling in this way. Oh, let's put him on first. Okay, now we can put that other one on. that big glove I got there. Disgusting. Oh, it would stick to somebody. All right, let me find that missing leaf. I know it's got to be here. I probably knocked it on the floor when I was getting that other paper out to cut. Couldn't have gone too far, you know. Oh, there it is. Yay, yay, yay. I need to fill my glue bottle. There, because he's saying, wee! And there we are. What do you think of this? So, fold this down. Oh, and I should have done this. Here we are. What am I getting hung up on? Oh, that inside fold. Look at that. I didn't quite make it. See, I think I did like it better when I lined it up on the inside of the... This is what's not sticking. I should say what is sticking. That's what's making my card stick together. I didn't have trouble like that with my first one. I think I liked it better lined up with the inside of the window. I didn't have a problem. Now I gotta get in there and glue that close somehow. How am I gonna do that? Huh? How am I gonna do that? Very carefully. Come on. Oh. A glue glove. I have a glue booger. Why is this one being a little weird? We will make it work. I do think that's what it is. I think that I should have kept that lined up on the... And what I'm talking about, in case you don't understand why I'm fidgeting here, this pillar, when I glued it lining it up here. The one we just did, I glued it up lining it on the outside edge. And for some reason, that seems to be not making my card like. So can I get this one apart and re-glue it? That would help. Just how strong is glitter glue? I think it's really very strong. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this. But you know, when there's a will, there's a way. Where is my crafty knife? I'm gonna cut that apart. Oh, there it is. See ya. Guess I should have made sure those laid flat before I glued my card all together. Huh? Yes. That would have been the wiser thing to do. Now you're all just going to be watching this to see if I end up slicing my hand off. Right? Or do I leave well enough alone and not slice my hand? I wish I could get that glue off of there. I could just glue it a little bit further. Oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Yipper. There's strong art glitter glue, but stronger. Yes. Oh yeah. The paper is not going to win today. So what do I have to do here to make this lie flat? I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I have to make another one of those little pillars, maybe? Did I really mess it up that bad? Maybe. Maybe I could have. And mine went together so easy. Of course. Nobody was watching me. Oh, rip. All I can say is make sure you fold it and check to see if it fits before you glue it down. I should have done that and made sure it folded flat. The only ones who are going to know are you and me. Yep. Because what we're going to do is use some tear tape on that now. Oh, not foam. Not foam tape, just tear tape. Sticky tape. Yeah, I suppose this is good. You get to see that you can fix your mistakes. Right? I'm not going to throw it away. Come too far. Yes, deep concentration, deep thought here. Half piece is still going to go up. I'm going to try to not peel off my backing paper. Or do I have to? I think I have to. I was going to say until I have that other piece laid down, but I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to have to do it this way. All right, whatever. Poor thing. I really am making a mess of this. I would be better off. I am just going to make a new one. Okay, so we didn't want a 15-minute card, right? No. Okay. Oh, that's better. Get rid of the mess. Just pitch it, ditch it, get rid of the mess. Clean this up. Do you ever just want to chuck it and start all over? That's what we did with that little pillar. Yep. CDE Early Espresso. Three and a quarter by 5. 5. Three and a quarter. And now while that side is in there, you're going to use the scoring tool and score at 3/4, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, and 3. Fold them all and burnish. Yes, this is an instant replay in case you were here earlier and left. Since I didn't fold that pillar properly, and it was preventing my card from closing to fit into the envelope, I had to, I was going to say gently, but it really wasn't too gently. There wasn't. Get that pillar off of my card, and I'm making a new one. Yeah, oh, this is going to be too wide. There, see, now it lies flat. And the other one didn't do that. And I kind of knew that, but I didn't realize it was going to mess my card up that bad. But it did. Yep, it did. And I'm using the double-sided tape now because I have ripped glue off of that, and I'm thinking that the tape will be a little bit stronger for any of the little paper crumbles that might be left on there. Oh my goodness, I almost made this an hour now. Look at that. See what a mess up will do? Aww. Well, as I said, make sure that your pillars close flat like this one is before you glue it to your card. That's your best bet. Okay, I need to put some tear tape on the back side of it. And I think we'll be good to go. And so what lessons have we learned today? A, clean your stamps before you put them away so that when you go to stamp again, you don't make a mark on your card. And make sure that your folds work properly before you glue them to your card. 2 valuable lessons. Would have saved me about half an hour here, right? Okay. So let's lay him flat like that. And there we go. Nothing to it. Nothing to it, right? Yay! Oh, good grief. Thanks for sticking that out with me, you guys. That was just unnecessary trouble. If I'd have done it right the first time, I wouldn't have had to fidget through all that and try to get it to work. But it worked. And it didn't even mess up the paper, thank goodness. Yeah. If I tell you one more thing, oh, it's not coming off. I was going to say, I wish I'd have put my leaves down just a little bit further, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There we are. Thanks for hanging out with me a little bit today, longer than planned, but still, the cards turned out cute, right? Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. If you're in Hurricane Way, please, please, please take care. Bye, everybody.